Andras in Bangalore, India writes, "Hey Paul, thanks for paying attention to the community's questions." My pleasure, thanks for sending them. I'm in possession of Monitor Audio Platinum 300 3G speakers, and they are very heavy to drive due to their sensitivity. What characteristics of a power amp should I pay attention to while selecting an affordable best? Is it the current, the damping factor? Would really appreciate your clarification on this. B.R. Andras. Current. If your Monitor Audio speakers, and I don't know those speakers, but if they are kind of low in efficiency, let's say maybe they're 82, 83, 84 dB per watt, you're going to want current. Damping factor is a measure of how well the amplifier can control the loudspeaker. Some loudspeakers are very reactive, meaning once you drive a current into them, they shoot current back at you. Those kinds of speakers need a fairly high damping factor in order for the speaker not to cause funkiness, if you will, in your power amplifier. But I wouldn't pay a whole lot of attention to that. Most amplifiers today, it's really rare that they don't have a decent damping factor. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. What you want is current. How do we tell current? Current is basically the ability of your amplifier to output power, okay? So you want an amplifier that has enough watts to cover these speakers, 200-300 watts. And then you want to look for how many watts does an 8 ohm amplifier increase as the impedance of the loudspeaker goes down. An ideal amplifier would double its wattage as it went from 8 to 4, which isn't entirely accurate, but let's not get, I know people go, well, wait a minute, it's actually, you know, I know. Let's just help me try and keep this simple, because the more we get into the weeds and engineers are just so delighted to get into the weeds. It's part of our nature, and I have worked hard to try and, okay, that's close enough. If your understanding is close enough, you're in. And I say that because so many people who watch this YouTube channel, so many people that we meet are so bewildered by all of this stuff that anything we can do to bring some level of rudimentary understanding, that's value. That's being generous with our knowledge. So it doesn't help somebody when you say, well, if it doubles from 8 to 4, that means you have adequate current. And if it goes from 4 to 2 and doubles again, that's even more. To say, well, it's really, you know, that there's no amplifier that actually goes from 8 to 4, because their 8 ohm rating is always going to be a little bit higher in order to do that, okay? That's the detail. But how does that help somebody who's scratching their head in the first place trying to figure any of this out? I don't think it does. All right, end of rant. That's what you want to look for. High current. The better an amplifier is at delivering current to lower impedance speakers, the better off you're going to be. And start with something fairly high wattage. Okay? All right. Boy, he sure gets off on the... I'll talk to you later. Bye.